James, we're already seeing some of that emotion coming out at the beginning of the British ceremony, and that's something that's going to be very much replicated during the day there. Those emotional moments very much at the forefront.
Yes, absolutely. What's interesting is to talk to the people who are, you see, passing behind me. These are, some of the 12,000 people who are going to attend this ceremony, 4,000 of which are officials, high-ranking military officials from the United States and other officials. But the 8,000 other people are simply people who signed up online to get a ticket. Now, those 8,000 tickets were actually all taken within 48 hours, which gives you an idea of people's commitment to these commemorations. And a lot of people I've been speaking to have done a long journey from the United States to be here today. I spoke to people from Texas, from Utah. I've spoken to people from Washington, D.C. as well. I've talked to, for example, a couple of Army veterans. He had fought in the war in Vietnam. She had also fought in American conflicts. And they were saying, well, they'd come here to celebrate their 25th anniversary, and she told me that her great grand uncle had fought here in the battle for Normandy. Also spoke to a soldier, a US soldier, who'd been selected out of his 500 comrades to be here today and to attend this ceremony. He actually told me that this was something he had asked for as a specific perk, if you will, when he signed on for an extra 20 months for a mission in the Middle East. He was telling me that this was very important for him, that his great-grandfather had taken part in the fighting here. He was actually one of the third-line soldiers to land here on Utah Beach, that he'd survived it, that of course all this had irrigated his family tree and history. Basically everyone telling me that, this place, and it's a very impressive testimony to the sacrifice that has been made here. One lady, Patty, telling me that, it's important to remind everyone, especially at a time like this, that freedom is not free. And she as well has traveled from the United States, saying that for her, she felt that not enough was being done in American schools to remind everyone of the sacrifice that was made here and of the role that the United States played in liberating Western Europe and France and indeed Normandy. So yes, a lot of emotion here. And just on a finishing note, we just saw Marine One, which is the presidential helicopter, take off right behind where we are standing. So that means that Joe Biden is probably not, will be here soon. As you know, the ceremony here, the American ceremony, starts at 12:30. For the time being, of course, the spotlight is on that British ceremony. One man here telling me that, of course, this is the 80th anniversary, and that it is, as he put it, he said, this is the last time. That's what he said. This is why it's so emotional. The last time, or at least the last, 10th anniversary where we'll have this many veterans. We're saying that 167 of them have traveled from the UK. And yes, of course, you've got to remember that these men and women who served, who were here, who played this incredibly important role in history, well, the last witnesses of that time are here, but they're in the late 90s, early hundreds, and of course, disappearing. The numbers are dwindling.